Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Kenny, and this is Empire Season 3, Episode 9, and this is the fall finale. And the name of this episode is A Furnace for Your Foe. Now, let me say this fall finale was really fucking good, and I was pretty much entertained from beginning to end. So let's get started. This episode opens up. Angelo is actually speaking to a crowd inside of a park. He's launching his campaign for mayor, and there are people in the audience who are very disgruntled with his politics and who he is because they feel that he's nothing but this bourgeois black guy who's trying to get his shoe in for mayor, and that he really doesn't care about the common needs of the people. So he's getting out. So there's people in the audience who was asking him questions, and they're pretty much somewhat booing him. So Cookie comes in and pretty much takes over, and you know Cookie has that power because we even seen this in season 1 when she injected herself into a meeting for Empire and completely had all these people donating money to help Empire go public. So we know Cookie got this magic, and the same magic that she had that night for Lucius, she brought that same element for Angelo. And she starts talking about she knows what it's like to be from the hard knocks. She knows what it's like to not have anything. She knows what it's like to be a person who is living from check to check, talking about her father being a plumber. She learned a lot from him, and it's helped her to become the person that she is now, and that this is the kind of man that Angelo is as well. Yeah. So what that he, went to Columbia University, it just means he has a great education, but he is a man of the people, and he is a man that's going to, do great things for this city. So let's rally behind him. And the crowd goes crazy. So now it seemed that Cookie pretty much saved his campaign. So they, so pretty much when somebody in the audience asks about the cabinet ball. Remember, the cabinet ball is what Diane mentioned in the last episode, and that's where she wants Jamal to perform this new song for Angelo's campaign. Now, pretty much Cookie scrapped it and was like, look, we're going to bring the cabinet ball to the people. So now it's going to be the people's ball instead of the cabinet ball, and Diane was mad as shit because it's taking Diane completely out of her, out of her Sagitty element, pretty much, high class society element. So she's really fucking mad that Cookie did this shit. So now she got a bone to pick with Cookie because Cookie decided to change the whole cabinet ball because that was all Diane's plan. So she pretty much tells Angelo, she's getting too close. You better get it. You better check that. Because she's like, you better check your bitch. She's stepping too close. And I was like, wow. So that was interesting. So we actually see that now Diane is starting to feel some kind of weight towards Cookie. Because she's seeing that Cookie is now becoming that main woman in Angelo's life. I swear, jealousy brings in a lot of interesting bedfellows. So, next we actually see Jamal's performing on stage. D Major's there. I'm just playing. But yeah, D Major's there, helping him with his performance, and he's saying, Jamal, you wobbling. You need to step out of state, but you need to do that. He's like, man, I don't need you directing me right now. Shit, I just fucking slipped. Let's do this shit again. And next thing you know, we see Philip come in with Lucius. So we actually see that Lucius has gotten in good with Philip. Because Philip comes in there with Lucius' life. So if anything, pretty much Lucius is kind of like challenging Jamal, like, don't you think you need to perform in a smaller venue? Don't you think this is a little too soon for you to be trying to perform at a massive event as this? Don't you think you need to take some smaller gigs, bruh? And Jamal's like, no, I got this. I'm fine. And like Lucius is just still, like You know what I'm saying? This is it. So you better pull this off. You know, this can be a game changer for you, either good or bad. So don't fuck up. And then Lucius rolls out or whatever. And then he kind of like goes back to his rehearsal and shit. Next thing you know, because I think like Lucien in that moment kind of peeped that Jamal was having some serious problems. And he could definitely tell that Jamal is not very incoherent, and based on him not being able to keep himself together, Lucius knows that something's going on. So what ends up happening is that Lucius meets with Cookie, and he pretty much says that, look, your son's got a problem. What are you going to do about it? And are you so far gone trying to satisfy the needs of your new boyfriend that you don't actually realize the fact that you don't really, realize the fact that your son is heading down the wrong path? I mean, this can make or break you, so what you gonna do? Next, we actually see that the video that Shine took of Frida, rap when she was rapping on stage with Nessa at the the memorial get together that they had for Nessa's brother. And while she's rapping, she's pretty much dissing Empire and, pretty much naming names of people that was in jail with her father. And Tyreek is pretty much, taping all of this. Well, not taping, forgive me. Tyreek is actually watching this online because it's been leaked. And so we know that information was leaked to him by Shine. So we now know that Shine is pretty much feeding Tyreek, is throwing bones Tyreek's way. But we pretty much knew that from a few episodes ago. And he kind of pieces together that remember like from previous episodes where he had pulled up this document after Empire was hacked, and one of the documents had this sum of money, and the sum of money was for these initials MM and BK. Well, in this episode, he found out who these guys were. I think Mikey Moses and Bobby King. And both of these guys were friends of Frank Gathers who were in prison with him, and supposedly they were involved with killing Frank. So he's saying he's setting all this up so now he can take Lucius down. And I think he was, presenting this information to his boss. And his boss said, that, look, we'll go in for it, we'll freeze Empire's assets, we'll do what we need to do. But this better not be on some personal shit. He's like, oh no, this man has broken the law and we need to take him down. Lying motherfucker. You know damn well you want to take him down because you mad because you don't have his life, and you mad because he actually had the relationship he pretty much had a relationship with your father that you never had. Let's be real. Everything that Mama Walker said last episode, we know that's the truth about Tyreek, that Tyreek is butthurt, and he wants to take down Lucius because his butt hurts, and instead of him going to a doctor, he just wants to take down Empire. People do crazy things when their butt hurt. Just saying. So we pretty much see that, Tyreek is on a mission, but it's more on some personal shit than it is about Lucius being legal. Because let's be real, he could have taken down Lucius a long fucking time ago if it was on some criminal shit. All the damn shit that Lucius does, and all the damn shit that Lucius has done to get to where he is, if it was really on some criminal shit, he could have been took Lucius down. So we actually know off the bat, it is personal. And later on, we're going to see how personal it really is. Next, we actually see that Lucius is, I think, at Coney Island. He got some cotton candy or whatever, and he gets on the Ferris wheel, and guess who's sitting right next to him on the damn Ferris wheel? That motherfucking Diane, coming up with a damn proposition. She wants him to stop this dude, I think his name is Addison Cruz, and he's trying to do this story to expose Angelo and Angelo's seeded past. So that's pretty much what she's there for, because she's saying that she knows that Lucius, has the gift of gab, and that he is the master of manipulation, so she's trying to get Lucius to step in to make this guy go away because she doesn't want this information to hurt Angelo's chance of becoming mayor. So Lucius like, okay, fine, okay. And she also kind of pretty much initiated to Lucius that she doesn't want Cookie. She doesn't want Cookie with Angelo, and he pretty much lets her know that, look, me and Cookie got a long history, so I will always be in her corner, and I will always back her, and I want her to be happy, But Lucius is like, okay, I'll do your favor for you, but what's in it for me? She's like, I know you really don't want Cookie and Angelo together. Let's just say I can help break that up for you. I can make sure that whole little love thing goes up in flames. So I'm like, here it is. Both of their damn horns were showing on that damn Ferris wheel, I swear. Because it's like they both are just trying to get what they want, and they're willing to destroy whoever it is to get what they want out of the deal. So he has to get rid of this guy Addison Cruz, and in return she's supposed to break up Cookie and Angelo. Messy as hell. So yeah, we was all about Miss Diane, but no, Miss Diane is an evil bitch. Miss Diane is real fucking selfish, and she all about her image and all about her prestige. That's what she cares about more. And now we actually see that. Now, this scene was funny as hell. Let me say, Leslie Uggams, legendary actress, she is bringing so much fire to Empire as Mama Walker. Oh my God, she had me laughing. Now, Anika and Lucius in bed, Lucius starts talking shit to Anika like, haven't I told you that when I wake up, I don't want to see you in bed with me? She's like, man, whatever, man, shut up. And they just start going back and forth, doing all this, play fighting and, sex talk all in the mix of it. Next thing you know, Anika pretty much goes downtown about to give him some morning attention. Pretty much, breakfast in bed. So while she's about to, give him some breakfast head, next thing you know, we get the damn vacuum cleaner, and this Mama Walker vacuuming in the damn room and got a nice little Diane Carroll wig on, just sporting it, looking all regal and shit. And I'm like, yeah, Mama Walker. And next thing you know, she's just vacuuming, and she's like, and like Lucy's like, Mom, what the hell you think you're doing? She's saying like, doing exactly what she's doing, but unlike her, I'm sucking the dirt off of this floor. I was like, you need to get your old ass out of here with that. She so stole that damn scene. And then Lucius is like, look. And then Lanika's like, you know what? I can't deal with this shit no more. Look, Lucius, you need to choose me and Bella or your crazy ass mama. And then the mother's like, I'm not going nowhere. She don't like Anika for shit. And she just came in there just busting up their shit with the vacuum cleaner. Talking buku shit. I'm like, I love you some Mama Walker, man. I mean, I feel like Lucius from the last episode, like, you don't know how much I love your crazy ass. Because she is really doing an amazing job on this show. And she really had me cracking up at that part. Next thing you know, we actually see Cookie meets up with Jamal. And she really has a heart-to-heart with him, saying that, look, you need to get off these pills. And he's saying that, I'm off. So she's like, give them to me then. If you're sober and you're supposed to be right and you're supposed to be doing what you're supposed to do, give me whatever pills you got in the house. So he gives up a bottle of pills, and she's like, really? I know you got some more pills up in here. Like, boy, she's like, I will tear this whole fucking damn house up to pull every damn pill out of here if I have to. So next thing you know, she's like, oh, what's about your little man purse over here? There's probably some up in here too, because everybody carries like everybody got something in the man purse. And he's like, man. And then he pulls out, you know, he pretty much pulls out another bottle of pills. Then she's like, you got more of them, don't you? I know you do. She's like Jamal, don't fucking play with me. Where the fuck the rest of them pills? This fool goes behind into the cabinet and pulls out the motherfucking pills inside a fucking box of cereal. I'm like, this is some straight up crackhead shit right here. Like, damn, Jamal is a fucking addict. And now Cookie realizes that shit, that Jamal really got a problem. Because it's like he's not coherent. Like he can't function without popping these pills. So she's now realizing that, yeah, he really got a problem. But she told him that you're going to perform this show clean and sober. You know, you're going to be at your A like you always been, but you ain't going to be using no damn crutch. She said, I'm not going to let you be no damn artist that fucking ends up, you know, drop dead in a motherfucking hotel room or overdose in a hotel room because of the fact that, you know, you feel like you can't do your craft without these drugs. So it was cool that Cookie had that moment where she kind of like tried to get Jamal back on the right path. Next, we actually see that the reporter, Addison Cruz, meets up with Lucius at Leviticus. Now, he pretty much lets him know that, you know, this little thing you got with this little thing you got with Angelo, you know, what's up with that? And he pretty much tells him that, look, Angelo is just kind of getting off of the fact because he's black that he should, you know, run for mayor, and he thinks because he's black he's going to become mayor and all this shit. And I'm like, you know what, Addison, go the fuck to hell with that shit. But really, the real meat of it is that he knows some things about Addison's past, and because of that, he feels that he is not being truthful, so therefore he should not be, you know, holding mayor because what he did was some real crazy shit. And then the next thing you know, the damn lights drop off. Damn Sticky Fingers comes out there rapping like a motherfucker, and he's pretty much rapping these aggressive lyrics about taking off heads and, you know, making sure that you do what you gotta do to stand tall in a game of war. You know, it's all about being a soldier and shit. So, I mean, I didn't know exactly what the lyrics were, but the lyrics were really aggressive because Addison was getting scared like shit. He's like, what the hell is this? Oh my God, rap music? Because Lucius had asked him, like, look, do you like rap? So what do you think about rap music? Lights go dead. Next thing you know, old boy come in there, gets all in his face, gets all aggressive with his lyrics and shit. You know, Addison is getting all scared, like, oh my God, rap music, rap music, rap music. I was like, oh shit, like, because Lucian pretty much like threatened him with a rap song, and he's like, what? Are you threatening me? He's like, no, that's the song. But one thing I'm gonna let you know though, bruh, is that whatever you got going on with Angelo, you need to leave that alone. You know, let that pass. Angelo's gonna be good. You know, Angelo's gonna be good. You know, for the city of for New York, and you know he should get his shot. But then Angelo's like, look, he will never be mayor, and he's like, that may be, but you no longer have any say-so in the matter. So leave this shit alone. Or, better yet, those lyrics you heard will become your reality. Because you're talking about, you know, knowing where your kids live, knowing where your wife is, knowing your address, knowing that, you know, I can pick up the lock and come in the door at any motherfucking time and do what I gotta do. Like, if anything, it's kind of letting them be known, like, yeah, motherfucker, they will hunt your ass down and they will take your ass out if you don't do what the fuck they want to do. So, let's just say Addison decided to play ball. Next thing you know, Diane finally meets with Lucius. Lucius lets her know that Addison Cruz has been handled. So he's saying, so what you gonna do as far as repaying me back? So she's like, well, I got something to tell you, Lucius. See, after that whole, pretty much that launch at the park, his demographic and his popularity has increased drastically, and it's because of Cookie. Cookie got him some street cred. So now that he got street cred, now he has another demographic that he's tapped into. Cookie is now good for business. So that's the only reason why she wants to keep Cookie in the picture, because she's pretty much helping Addis. She's helping Angelo. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say Addison. She's pretty much helping Angelo get a bigger demographic and shit. So Lucius is like, oh, so you mean to tell me you're gonna renege on our plan? She's like, well, look, I can offer you something else. I actually have some fine linens in my closet, and they're top of the line. You can have those, or I can actually get you a lunch or a meeting with an ambassador or some some diplomats. She's just saying that, and Lucius is like, I've had meetings with ambassadors. I've had meetings, I've had lunches with ambassadors. I've had lunches with diplomats. I've had all that shit. And I got nice-ass linens in my closet. So, what the fuck? We had an agreement, and you're not following through with it. But then Lucius was like, okay. Let's just consider this as, as a gift, to Angelo and his campaign. So I'm like, oh shit. Shit about to get real. Because she pretty much went out of her way to stop Addison. But now, because Cookie's good for business, you ain't trying to break up Angelo and Cookie now. Yeah, and you pissed, you fucked with the wrong one. And she about to find out. So, but I'm going to get to it. Next thing you know, we see Andre, and Andre is definitely having another psychotic break. And I think it's probably because last week he pulled that Addison DeWitt type shit between Tiana and Nessa. And for those who don't know what Addison DeWitt is, one of my favorite movies is All About Eve. That's a movie you need to check out. So if you really want to understand what went down last week between Tiana and Nessa and how Andre played the role of Addison DeWitt, you should definitely check out that movie. It's starring Betty Davis and Ann Baxter. It's a great film. But yeah, after he done pulled his Addison DeWitt type shit on Nessa and Tiana last week, I'm pretty sure he's kind of spent. So he's pretty much having a psychotic break or whatever. He's kind of like in his suit, but he's kind of in a fetal position on the couch. Nessa goes in there and, pretty much taps on him saying, is he okay or whatever. And he pretty much opens up and tells her that he's bipolar, and that, Rhonda did everything for him. She knew how to calibrate his medicine. She pretty much took care of him. She pretty much handled everything. And then Nessa said that, look, I'm not going to be that for you. So he's like, so you're leaving me? You're leaving me in the cold all alone? And she's like, no, I'm not leaving you. I'm telling you, you need to learn to do this yourself. You have to manage this. But I'm not going nowhere. And I'm like, ooh, okay. So next thing you know, we pretty much see the two of them on the couch, and then it pans over, and next thing you know, Rhonda's ass is still in the damn picture. So all this time, Rhonda has been in the midst of everything in Andre's head. So we pretty much see that dark side. Rhonda definitely has a hand in that. So she's pretty much saying, like, and also Rhonda's like, oh, so you actually love her more than you love me? I'm like, you're dead, bitch. Give up the ghost. Just give it up. Next, we actually see that Lucius and Cookie meet up at Empire. Cookie can't even use her card, and that's when Lucius lets her know that Empire's assets have been frozen, and the only people that know about it is him and Thirsty at this time. So pretty much, Next thing you know, they have a flashback between Cookie and Lucius. Lucius is rapping when they were younger, and Cookie goes up there being a boss chick and actually kisses Lucius in front of everybody. And Lucius like, yeah, that's my girl. And he's like, you know, the first time you kissed me. And I'm like, Lucius is like, why the hell you thinking about this shit right now? And she got her own damn relationship, and Lucius is now married to a boo boo kitty. But anyway, next thing you know, he pretty much lets her know, like, look, how well do you know Angelo? And she's like, what are you talking about, Lucius? What the hell are you trying to say now? She's like, well, all I'm saying is that your boy is nothing but an opportunistic politician, and you need to kind of check this out before you put you know, everything in the basket or whatever. So she's like, you know, Lucius, get the hell out of here with your bullshit. Ain't nobody got time for that. Next thing you know, it all comes together as to who pretty much will have access to freeze, you know, Empire's assets. I mean, of course he knows it's the FBI, but he's saying that it's got to be a snitch or somebody. Something happened that they will freeze our assets like that, so immediately they know who behind this shit. They fucking go and see Tariq's ass. Him and Thirsty really march into the FBI headquarters to pretty much meet up with Tariq. And he pretty much lets Tariq know, so you got this vendetta against me so bad that you will actually prevent me from feeding my workers and feeding the people who actually work for me for years, and to actually help and also to prevent me from like feeding my family. Like, you will really do that? It's like, well, it's nothing personal. It's about justice and all of that. So Lucius turns the tables on, and he's like, look, you know, I know you're upset about our father and all this stuff. It's like, oh, y'all didn't know that we're brothers. You know, we're half brothers. I mean, pretty much, he pretty much lets them know, that, look, you know, Dad died on the account of you, and the fact that you was his bastard son. But he promised me when he died to always look after you, but I didn't even know your name, and I didn't know, you know, where to find you. So he pretty much said that this is our father's badge. Our father was a cop, and he was a good cop. He was a great cop, but he got taken down because he made a bad decision. But the good thing that came about, it was you. So he immediately plays on Tariq's heartstrings. The whole office now knows that, yeah, he set this up based on some personal malice, because nobody didn't even know that him and Lucius were brothers. So yeah, so Tariq got exposed in front of his whole unit, and he gives him the badge, and he says that he just gives the badge, say, look, this is something that you need to hold on to. This belongs to our father, and I've had it all these years, and now I want to give it to you. So he gives him the badge and walks out, and I'm like, that motherfucking Lucius is smooth as shit. And then Tariq is all kind of like stuck, because, you know, yeah, now everybody know your business. Now everybody know you related to Lucius. That's what you get for being petty as hell, bitch ass. So he's like, everybody get back to work. I'm like, yeah, your ass got found out. Next thing you know, we see we're actually now at the People's Ball, which is being held at the park, and it's a massive crowd of people out there, you know, and it's pretty much a launch concert for Angelo's campaign, and Jamal hasn't showed up. So immediately Cookie leaves to go try to find Jamal, because it said they sent a car for Jamal, and the car's been sitting there for 2 hours. So Cookie goes to get Jamal. Jamal is literally going through withdrawal, and he's throwing up, you know, and he's saying that, you know, he's going through withdrawal, and, you know, he needs some pills because he can't do without it. And And she was saying like call and once she said, "Won't you call Philip?" And he's like, "I can't." Like you like I sent Philip home. I'm getting tired of him and Derek arguing and shit. I'm like, oh yeah, we actually know there's gonna be an explosion that's gonna happen sooner or later. But anyway, but then he's pretty much is going through withdrawal and he's he's starting to like really kirk out because he really wants these drugs, and Cookie's like, no, you need to get up off your ass and we need to get up here and do what we got to do. And then like he's like, look, I'm not some addict, Mom, but I need the medicine. I can't do anything without it. So now she realizes that yeah, he's hooked. So what Cookie does is she pretty much says that my daddy was a plumber. She pretty much unscrews the pipes, pulls out some pills that were still inside the sink, and pretty much gives him some medicine, gives him some water to take him and shit, and that helps get Jamal back on his feet. Next thing you know, we see Tiana is performing at the People's Ball, and her and Hakeem are doing a duet, and while they're performing or whatever, next thing you know, at the end of their performance, Hakeem kisses her. And of course, everybody's like, because in the song he said, he pretty much, called them Hakeem. So it's like Tatiana, Hakeem all together. You already know that. So they saying Hakeem, Hakeem, Hakeem. So he kisses Tiana. Tiana's like, huh? And he's like, I really want you to meet he's like, I can't wait for Bella to meet you. And then she finally kisses him back. So, so now Tiana and Hakeem are back together. If anything, that's where he should have been anyway, because his whole infatuation with Nessa was that, an infatuation, but obviously Nessa don't want your ass, so, kudos. Next, we actually see that Shine and Lucius meet up with each other. Shine's pretty much letting them know that, I can't get no access to any of my funds, and I've been funding everything myself out of my own pocket. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but this is not a part of our deal and shit. But then he pretty much lets them know that therefore he pretty much lets them know that like our assets have been frozen by Empire. We can't get to our money, and he's saying like, look, if you can come up with $50 million, then we can do something. But other than that, I'm just trying to find other means of what we can do until they unfreeze our accounts. So next thing you know, Sean's like, oh, I got $50 million. I got some businesses, laundry businesses, a few businesses in the hood and shit that me and Stone had built over the years that we still got control over. So I got $50 million that I can lend, but what I want is a stake of Empire. I want to be able to sit at the table or whatever. So if I give you this, you got to bring me into the heart of Empire. So I'm like, that damn Shine. Because I already know that Shine definitely got a fucking scheme up his ass. And later on we're going to see how crazy that shit is. Because pretty much Lucius has an option that either he takes Shine's deal or he's going to have to leverage some liquidity from Empire, and he'll lose Empire Extreme if he makes that move. So he says that, look, Durst is like, roll the dice. You got a choice. Next, we actually see that Andre's on the beach, and he's there with Rhonda, but technically he's really there by himself. So she pretty much decides to give up the ghost. She lets him know that, you will promise me that you will take over Empire, and that you will make Nessa a big star, and that you will destroy that bitch for killing me and for killing our unborn child. So now we see that this is the person that has been pretty much pulling the strings in Andre's brain. That this is what's been turning Andre into this evil bastard, is Rhonda's ghost. And we see that Rhonda's ghost, even though she's no longer going to be there in the physical sense, she's going to be there in the psychological sense still. So she gets into the water as into finally descending to her resting place, and Andre takes off his ring and he throws it in the ocean. And they also show a scene where Lucius is actually meeting with Lenny Kravitz's new character on the show Star, and he wants to sign his daughter Alex. And Lenny's like, no, she's going to be singing with me. I already know how you run business, and I already warned her about you and Empire, so you will never get my daughter, no matter what the hell you do. You will never get my daughter, and that's that. You know, she better off singing with me. You know, she already got me as her father, so she don't need to be signed under your ass and all this shit. So that was just like a quick scene I think they're going to show later on Star, but they appeared it, you know, for Empire because Lucius is going to appear in an episode, which I think will be pretty interesting. Next, we actually see that people are getting real impatient at the People's Ball because everybody's performed and everybody's waiting for Jamal. Jamal hasn't showed up yet, but finally Cookie and Jamal show up, and she pretty much affirms to him to get his ass on that stage and, you know, make it happen. He gets on stage, he kind of stops for a minute, you think he's going to run, and you think he's going to panic, but then again, he turns, and then next thing you know, he gets right back into the song, and he rocks it. Like, he really does an amazing performance. The crowd goes crazy, so it's like Jamal's back. Next thing you know, at Leviticus, you know, Tariq is up in there, you know, got the club to himself, so he's pretty much turning up, doing whatever. Next thing you know, Tariq shows up. Tariq is all, you know, mad as fuck because he's saying that, look, you the one who got me to freeze the assets of Empire, and now you're going to loan him the $50 million? You know, he's saying that, look, I made my play, and, you know, all my priors and shit, you can't do nothing to me. You know, I'm like, I got immunity, so you can't do nothing about it. So, yeah, I helped you out, but in the same token, I helped me out. You know, I'm about to take over him. I'm about to take over Empire and shit. I now got a place at the table. So now that my money's involved into keeping Empire functioning, now, yeah, I'm about to be put on. So I did what I had to do. And he's like, you know, come on, let me get you a drink, Tariq. He pours Tariq a drink, and Tariq pours it out. Because I'm like, oh, damn, Tariq's still fucking butthurt. Because here it is, you tried to play all this sinister shit, and that shit came back and bit you in the ass. He kind of reminds me on that cop in American Hustle. You know, out of all the shit he did, he still didn't bring nothing real to the table. And Tariq kind of reminds me of that damn cop. Like, he wants to be that big fucking head honcho who wants the case of the fucking century, but ends up getting screwed over by the fucking criminals he's trying to take down. So that whole scene right there kind of gave me American Hustle right there. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Next, after Jamal performs, they escort his ass down. Next thing you know, the whole family and everybody's right there, and Cookie's like, and also she pretty much has like a therapist there, and she said that, look, you going to rehab, baby. And then also Philip is there too, and Philip's like, come on, Jamal, come on. He's like, don't touch me, don't touch me. And I'm like, oh God, here you go, being extra and shit. But then Lucius was the one who finally touched him and told him, it's okay. It's okay, son, you need to go. And that's when Jamal broke down, and we pretty much see that, yeah, Jamal's finally going to go to rehab. And then after that, you know, after everything is all said and done, Cookie and Lucius are talking for a minute. Then next thing you know, and she goes to meet up with Angelo and Diane, who are like a little bit ahead of them. Next thing you know, while they walking and talking or whatever, next thing you know, we got Addison with a damn mic and a fucking camera right there on their asses, and Lucius is pretty much there like, oh yeah, you know, and then like Diana's mad like, oh my God, it's true what they say about you. You are ruthless, aren't you? And she's like, see, that's what your ass get. You shouldn't have fucking made that fucking deal on that Ferris wheel in Coney Island thinking your ass was cute. And now he done fucking took that, now you done gave him a olive branch. he pretty much used this, and now he got Addison exposing him, doing an expose of him right after his launch at the mayor's at the People's Ball, and pretty much what we find out is that Angelo did a Ted Kennedy. Remember that whole like DUI? Well, it turns out the DUI was far more devastating than he left out. So she's thinking he was just drinking under influence. So Cookie's like, man, there's a lot of people who was drinking and was driving and all that shit. But she's like, oh no. But did he tell you that he drove the car into a lake and he saved himself and he let a girl in there drown and die? You know, she pretty much, you know, was trapped in the car and she drowned to her death. So I'm like, ooh, this motherfucker pulled a Ted Kennedy like a motherfucker. So I'm like, it's cool how they kind of put that whole Ted Kennedy thing with Angelo's character. So it's like, oh yeah, because he's privileged and he got money, he can buy people off and get away with murder. So now Cookie is like, whoa, and then fucking Lucius just walks away and he lets the balloons go in the air and shit. I'm like, Lucius, you grimy motherfucker. But I was so here for that. Next thing you know, we see Shine partying up in Leviticus. He got strippers everywhere. He making it rain. He just turned the fuck up because he's like, fuck it, I got my stake in Empire now. Next thing you know, we see Andre come up in there and he's saying that, yo, I have to say, your fucking power move was real fucking good, man. And he's like, so what you up in here? You turning up? He's like, yeah, you know, I'm up here having my party. You know, I didn't know it was time for us to go late. What, you know, your daddy sent you over here to throw me out? He's like, shoot, you should bring somebody bigger and stronger to do that type of job. He's like, oh no, I ain't trying to kick you out. It's a party, right? I'm going to celebrate with you. So he turns up with him and everything, throws back a drink. So let me holler at you right quick. He's like, he said, I have to admit, what you did was pretty smooth. He's like, and then like Sean's like, what the fuck you talking about? And Andre tells him everything. Andre's like, oh, I know that you pretty much was the real fucking leak. I already know off the fact that, you know, because of the information you gave Lucius, you was able to, you was pretty much able to get that information about, you know, you was pretty much able to get that information about Frida, about Frank, and all of this shit. Like, all that shit he was getting from your ass. And on top of the fact, you was the one who pretty much gave him the idea to freeze Empire's assets, so therefore you didn't smurch your own money into the company, which was a power play. So he's like, I know all about that shit. You know, and if anything, you know, and he's like, so what? You gonna tell Lucius? Go ahead, tell him. He's like, no, I'm not gonna tell him. But I do have a deal to make with you. So let's talk. You let me handle my end of the business, and that includes Nessa and her career and everything. You know, you let me handle mine, I'll let you handle your piece, and we pretty much play our parts, we cover our tracks, we do what we gotta do until. And he's like, until what? He's like, and then he told him, until it's time to kill my father. I was like, damn! That motherfucking Andre is still on the fucking rampage. So now, yeah, I have to say, Addison DeWitt has now completely went to a total different scale now. So yeah, he's ready to take over the Empire, because that was pretty much what he promised Rhonda, that he's going to take the Empire, and he said the only way we're going to take it is if we got to cut Lucius' head off. So we pretty much see that Andre is going to try to kill Lucius. But then again, we don't know if he's saying that just to trap Shine and take Shine down, but then still try to make a power play to Empire for itself. But then again, but pretty much his plan is to use Shine to do it. His plan is to use Shine in the process, but then in the process take down Shine, and then he can take on Lucius on his own terms. Who knows? But I have to say, this was a great episode. You know, I'm so here for this show. I can't wait for it. It returns back in March. And also to let you guys know, I will be reviewing Star, and I will have a review for you guys tomorrow. But yeah, subscribe to my channel. Leave comments. Like this video, share this video. And I will definitely be back, you know, in March with another review of Empire Season 3, the continuation. So until then, take care.